Hey, Shalom, Mashal, want to start off source by giving no praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, double honors to the Apostle, Great Most High, and honors to you brothers doing the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. Yahweh's real name, of whom the world ignorantly calls God, Jehovah or Yahweh. His real name is Yahweh, and the Son's true name is Yahushua. And when we pray Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba meaning in, Ha meaning learn, Shah meaning name. So Yahweh in the name of Yahushua. So I mean, this is old news now. That this all happened like a day or two ago now. But basically, this whole situation with Lizzie Trust, right? Where basically she came in for like 45 days. One of my work colleagues was like, all she seems to have done is come in, killed the queen, killed mortgages, and then dipped. Right? But this is the thing, all of this is theatricality, man. It was immediately the first thing that I was thinking of, right? For instance, there was a whole thing about Liz Truss, I'm spelling the name wrong, and lettuce, right? Because basically someone was like, yo, which will last longer, Liz Truss or the lettuce, right? And then there was a whole thing about I forgot the name, the leader of the opposition. Let me do this. Gone. Got me. You see, they even made remixes of it. So let me see if I can play this without getting a strike. Right, I know this guy did one. Which I mean is a funny joke, but
yes, my people, it's time for the weekly Westminster Clash, where we turn the House of Commons into the House of Commons. First up, we got Young Lizzie, aka Port Market Pappy, aka Two Frack Shakur. Okay, DJ, in the words of Suella Braverman, run the rhythm. Nah, Liz, we can't give out points for blinking on beat, you know. Let's throw it over to the leader of the opposition, young Keon Wade. Stormzy, you got 15 seconds, my guy, let's go.
God, corporation tax cut, God, 20p tax cut, God, 2-year energy freeze, God, tax-free shopping, God, economic credibility, God, and her supposed best friend, the Formula Chancellor, he's God.
right. Thing is, it's with this particular one, this is taken from a longer clip. Obviously not long as run, but the same length, but it's just without the chopping and remix and everything, right? Where you had like the backbenchers all going and saying gone, like it was like, bro, what are we watching? Is this some kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Is this some kind of some kind of rap battle, right? And as soon as Jake saw it, Jake had to make beats, in it, like but yeah, that's what the scripture says. We're the salt of the earth, man. Hey, Jake, man, where we something else. Right? Can't take seriousness for shit, right? But basically, when I was watching that, I couldn't help but think of this scene here, right? Which, brothers quote this a lot, right? This is from the movie The Dark Knight, right? Where you beat Bane. I won't play this. I'm definitely sure that this is gonna let me see. Sometimes if it, no, I won't play it because the quote is there anyway. You can watch. It's only like 18 seconds, right? But it says, Bane says, theatricality and deception, right? Powerful agents to the uninitiated, but we are initiated, aren't we, Bruce? Right? So the reason why this gets me as well, because when I was at the job, everyone was speaking about, I was like, is she gonna outlast is she gonna outlast the letters? Is this gonna happen? Is that gonna happen? Yada 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 yada. And I was just kind of which there's these precepts and these scriptures just puts us on a much higher level, because yeah, certain of the memes were funny or whatever, what have you. Right, but we understand what's going on. We understand that the who the true rulers of this kingdom are. Right, it's these people that are lost, that are still asleep. Right, the scriptures tell us, command us, right, to come out of sleep. Right, this is when it loads up. This is Romans 13:11, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Right, so if would you call it, people are still, if you're still getting taken by all of this crap, right, still getting taken by the, you know, the theater, right, of election, right, which in fact, funnily enough, I actually think I can just do that. Revelation 13:11, yeah, says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Right, this idea of a two-party system, what you know, what you saw in Rome, right? If the idea of that still entertains you, right, still makes you go, ooh, this is whatever it is, still thinking that it's organic, that it's genuine, right, then you're still asleep, right? And we're way past the time wherein, you know, these things should no longer be taking you, right? At this point should be at the point where it's like, yo man, this is some more BS, right? Which all of this has been, right? It's been all BS, right? And the media circus around it, right, is proof of that. Because this is the thing, we have the understanding that this man operates something called bread and circuses, right, to keep the people distracted. Right now, you've got the quote unquote working class that are distracted by sports and entertainment, and then you've got the, you know, the quote unquote, you know, educated, right. And I'm definitely, you know, stressing the tone there, because they ain't educated for shit, right? They're just fools with degrees, right? Who, you know, have been completely just entertained by all of this crap. Okay, because that's exactly what it is. It's crap. Okay, theatricality and deception, right? Powerful agents to the uninitiated, i.e., to those that are still asleep, those that haven't been woken up, right? Those that have no understanding about how this world really works. Those that are still trusting in Esau, right? Powerful agents to them, right? But in contrast to the spirit and power, mercy of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, we are initiated, man, right? And that's why, once again, like I said, there were some memes that were hilarious as hell. I won't lie, but when this cat here does a lot of memes in it, right? And it's funny to me, right? But that's it. It says 1 Corinthians 2:15, right? But he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judged of all man, of no man, right? And I was looking into this word here, judge, right? It says from G303, G2919, properly to scrutinize, i.e. by implication, investigate, interrogate, determine, ask, question, discern, right? Examine, judge, search. All right, so I'm using this scripture in this context to be like, yo, hey, as spiritual men, we're supposed to see certain things and not be immediately taken, right, but by the entertainment value, right, by the shock value of something. Hey, on one of the topics Apostle Tahar has been doing not recently is not to be taken by the emotional value of something. Right, and the reason I say that is you get certain camps that will see something, get emotional, and then just blank out. But no, that's not what we've been commanded to do. Right, we've been commanded to judge all things, to examine, to scrutinize, right, and especially when we're in this world of darkness, right, where you can't. We live in a world where we don't know what is real and what is fake. Right, and it's like when you really stop and you consider that, it's like, yo, in this world, right, for all we know, Putin and Zelensky are are having a cup of tea together, right now. All we know, hey, and let's be real, these men are all freaks. All we know, the whole lot of them, right, are took an early trip to the Bohemian Grove, or a late trip to the Bohemian Grove, right, to get their freak on, man. Right? Nothing in this world is real. And that's why the scripture says this, Isaiah 60:2 says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. but Yahweh shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Right? So this world is covered in darkness, man. Right? Gross darkness, if you will. Right? It's full of lies and deceit. But that's why we yearn for Yahweh Hashem Yahshua to come back and take this kingdom out, so that we can live in a world wherein, dwelleth righteousness, wherein dwelleth truth, right? Because that certainly ain't here, right? And then would you quote 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? And once again, one of those devices that he uses is bread and circuses, right? And he uses it, in all different ways. That's why, for instance, he'll, have, because I remember, like, there was a week when there was a world shift change. I forgot exactly what the topic was, but I remember that all of a sudden they started talking about Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson breaking up, and it was like, guys, it's like it was literally a week after something else had stopped being news, and then they had to push that out because it's a constant cycle to keep people in a certain mental state, right, into to meditate on things that do not matter, right? When here it is, this man is getting ready to slay a whole load of people. This is Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right? So this devil is getting ready to, to come down and to, really show that he's the devil. We know, right? That's why for us it ain't gonna come as a surprise. Right? Isaiah 33:6, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. However, right, these other people, right, are people, namely, right, who are just still asleep, right? They have no idea what's going on, right? Like I said, of my work colleagues, which, to be fair, the spirit has it whereby I actually work with a lot of Israelite foreigners, but just the straight up Jake, the straight up Jakes, they were just all being just taken by this shit, man. Right, all posting messages, this, that, and the other, right, bossing, jokes, not understanding that it's all a game, right? But one of the things it did that also made me consider, and it was a spirit also, because the Apostle Arimlab then went into, spoke about this in a different context. But I think this is now like we're now going to get into like the third prime minister that the UK has had in a matter of a couple of months, because obviously Bojo, then Liz Truss, and then now whoever it's going to be, they say, and Boris Johnson's going to try get up in there again. As you see here, you had this other chick, Penny Mordaunt, putting in their name, and scriptures already tell you why you ain't supposed to, which we know they really ain't the top. These are just figureheads, right? But they ain't supposed to be having no woman up in these kinds of positions, man, right? But it made me consider this, right? The year of the four emperors, right? So the year of the four emperors, AD 69, was the first civil war of the Roman Empire, during which four emperors ruled in succession: Galba, Otho, Vitellius, and Vespasian. It is considered an important interval, marking the transition from the Julio-Claudians, right, the first imperial dynasty, to the Flavian dynasty. Right, the period witnessed several rebellions, claimants, with shifting allegiances and widespread turmoil, right, in in Roman provinces. And right, that's what we're seeing, all throughout the world at the moment, man. We're seeing, which obviously not saying Great Britain is Rome, right? We understand that the new Roman Empire, right? That's that America, Babylon the Great, right? But basically, just they made me think of this, right? It says, and we're seeing all of these things happening in the world, but why is that, right? Because we are in those last days. It says Matthew 24. What one is it? I want Roman. Second Ezra's 9. Salakia. So Second Ezra's 9:1. Right. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when they shall be seen earthquakes, right, and what? And uproars of the people in the world. Right, and although it's not covered in the mainstream like that, right, there are uproars everywhere, man. Right? People going out and protesting because they're seeing their way of life diminishing. Right, yeah, you got a large mass that have no idea and they're going to be taken unawares, right? But you do have those that are like, yo, shit, things are about to get bad, right? It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, right? And then also those that aren't in this truth, right, that scoff at this truth, they're also going to understand that not only did the Most High speak of these things from before, but he also then broke it down and gave it to his men to speak on these things, right, and to warn them. But what did they do? They fanned their hand, right? They didn't consider, right? What does the scripture say about them there? Verse 12, the same must know it after death by pain, right? And that's it, right? So, yeah, like I say, this whole kerfuffle made me think of this, right? This whole time period there, like you say, you got the year of the four emperors, right? Because we've already got 3 leaders now, right? Hey, if this chick gets in, right? Because I already remember she was a contender before, and people didn't like her before. So if she gets in, then we can be sure that she ain't gonna last that much longer either, right? But yeah, as always, Lord's what I was edifying. Till next time we say shalom.